we're going to go through chapter number 8 now, which is all about being aware of equality and disability. Very important chapter. This is as all other chapters are, but this is critically important because it's quite a sensitive issue, and this link with the Equality Act as well. Okay, so let's see what we have in on board. Okay, but this is a commitment from TfL that they want to improve the transport standard by making it more accessible. What do you understand by more accessible? What do you understand by that? What does it mean by making it more accessible?
More accessible for disabled people and normal
Exactly. So everyone can access it, and it's also safer and reliable for everyone. And public transport obviously plays an important role, opening up opportunities by providing access to education, employment, and other essential services. Also, it's help people to live independently. Meaning what? If I want to go to airport, I don't have to call my friend, tell my relative or anybody. I can simply book a taxi or a cab or get onto a train or a bus and I can get there. So I'm not dependent on anybody. I'm independently living my life. Now, first of all, it's starting with assisting passengers. What does it mean? That you have already said that the TfL believe that it's important to provide a transport system that all people can use, so that older and disabled people have the same opportunity as all other people, so they can travel. And the expectation is that TfL is expecting that as a driver you are providing a high standard of customer service to all passengers, and whatever their needs are, when we trying to meet these needs. Now, however, some passenger may need more help, isn't it? So this section will give you information about this, advice and tips, what you can do to help disabled passenger and other passengers that requires assistance. For example, is given is here that his passenger is visually impaired, they are blind or they are partially blind, and then ask you to guide them to the vehicle. They're asking you to do what? Guide them to the vehicle. So what should you do? You should stand by the person's side. You're not touching them, you're standing by their side, you're allowing them to take hold of your arm or elbow so that you can guide them along. You should not be holding a passenger and pushing or pulling them in a particular direction. That should not be done. Now, assisting passenger, I will continue a few slides. Now, more tips. You should always ask your passenger if they need any help and wait for your offer to be accepted. Just because you're thinking somebody needing help, you should not go and help. You should ask them. For example, I was traveling, I got off Whitechapel station, which is very close to our office. And then I saw a lady, a very skinny lady, and she was going up with a pusher. She was struggling. I did ask her, do you need any help? But she said, no, I'm fine. Yeah, fine. So that means that if I ask that if they need help, if my offer is accepted, only then I help them. Okay? And also we need to understand, when to listen to any request that people have, because everyone is different. Everyone is different. Everyone is different. Not everyone is the same. And also, disabled and older passenger may need some extra help. So I should be ready to give them some extra help. This could be simple as writing things down for them, or giving them a little extra time for them to get in or out of the vehicle, facing them so they can see your lips moving. They might be short of hearing. So if you face them, they might be able to read your lip as well. So we face them when we talk to them, and also speaking a bit loudly and clearly if we think that they have problem hearing me. Yeah, they are probably hearing you. And also, some disabled or elderly people may have some assistant with them, some carer with them. Yeah. So advice from TfL is that we should be looking at the elderly or disabled person as we talk. We should not be talking to the person next to them. They will feel neglected. So we should directly talk to the elderly or disabled person. Also, although the passenger has booked the journey, I should still tell them where I am taking them. Okay? You need to tell them exactly where you're taking them, and also let them know about any possible danger that is on the way, such as the pavement curves, doors opening towards or away from them, and also slopes going up or down. So these are the things I need to tell them. This will help what? Prevent accident and injuries. And also, when you arrive at a destination, some drivers don't speak. Some drivers, they don't speak. They're thinking in their mind that why doesn't the passenger go out? And the passenger probably thinking why the car has stopped. So you can very politely say, sir, madam, we have arrived our destination, and you should specify the location. For example, our current office address is 85 Myrtle Street. So you have arrived here, so sir, madam, we have arrived at 85 Myrtle Street. This is what you say. And then you offer them. You to offer to assist them, isn't it, out of the vehicle, or to guide them to a safe place. You should take them to a safe place before you leave them. Before you leave them, you should clearly tell your passenger how much the fare is. It should be very clear. And also, when you give change to passenger who are visually impaired, who are blind or partially blind, what you should do? It is important to count out the coins and notes into their hand. For example, this is a tenner, this is a £5, this is £2, this is £1, this is a 50p. So they can fill the note and they can understand how much you have given. Also, if you see a passenger is struggling with counting their money, you should not just grab them and count it for them. You offer them that, do you need any help with counting your money? If the offer is accepted, then we help with counting their money. This is the question that came. My first ever student who did exam, he said, always have a pen and paper with you, so you can write things down. This can help passenger who have a problem hearing with, or passenger who doesn't speak much English. Surprisingly, people who can't speak English much, they understand the writing. So we can do that. Now, if you drive a wheelchair accessible vehicle, make sure all the equipments in in good working order and therefore available to use. For example, this ramp there and the belts and etc. are in a good working order and they can be used anytime as it is needed. And also, where we pick up or drop up wheelchair users, you need to be very careful. The places like the pavement being on slope should be completely and absolutely avoided. And disabled or older passenger may need a little bit more time to help get in and out of it, because so we should, for the safety, I need to be patient. I need to be patient and also make sure they're comfortable and have their seatbelt fastened before they start the journey. And also continue. And also you can help by asking the passenger if they have, it should be done with all passengers. You should ask them if they have taken all their belongings with them as you pick them up. And also when you drop them up, you should ask them if they have taken everything with them once you reach the destination. During the journey, especially it happens not even with visually impaired normals. Sometimes what you have to do, there might be a road closure, there might be road work, many things can happen. There may be heavy traffic, your navigation may be asking you to redirect to a place. So what people do, people just change the direction sometimes without telling the passenger, especially if they're visually impaired. What you do, you should tell them about any changes or any delays. Otherwise, and this is also a good thing to do with elderly and disabled people, they might not say anything, but they might start getting worried inside. Well, why? Because they have a sense of time. They understand how long exactly that take for them to get to the destination every time maybe they're making this journey. But if you're not telling them, they might be getting worried inside. So that's why there needs to be communicated with them. Okay. Now, not all disabilities are easy to see, so we should be prepared to help everyone, any passenger, isn't it? In Equality Act, it is illegal to treat anyone unfairly based on any of the characteristics protected under the Equality Act. It is unacceptable for you as a PHP driver or any of your customers to use language or behave in a way that discriminates against a person. As a PHP driver, you are expected to treat all passengers in a professional and a respectful way without making a judgment about any personal characteristics or assuming anything about them. So we're not going to do a very quick exercise to see how much we have learned and which characteristics are. Everything that we put inside this box is protected under the Equality Act. Everything that we put in this box is not protected. So I'm going to read out the name. You tell me which one to put where. Race, protected, not protected? Protected. Gender reassignment?
Yeah, protected.
Protected. Marriage and civil partnership?
Protected.
Protected. Sex?
No.
It's protected.
Sex,
It means gender.
Gender.
Gender, yes, protected. Yeah. Pregnancy and maternity?
Yes, protected.
Protected. Sexual orientation?
Yeah, protected.
Protected. Disability?
Protected.
Protected. Religion or belief?
Protected.
Protected. Age?
Age protected.
Protected. Oh, you passed the exam. You passed SERU. So, okay. So move on now. So, if you're driving a designated wheelchair accessible vehicle, private hire vehicle, then you have certain duties under the law. First of all, that your operator must be aware. They should know that the vehicle you are driving is a designated wheelchair accessible vehicle. Then what else you can do? You need to do. You must carry the passenger whole purpose of driving a wheelchair accessible vehicle so the passenger can travel when they're on the wheelchair. So they make sure they're sitting there and the safety belt attached to the wheelchair is what do you call it? Attached to the wheelchair to keep it safe position. So it is wheelchair is in a safe position. This is one thing. And because obviously you are driving a wheelchair accessible vehicle and it's occupying more space, you and your operator can charge passenger extra, right?
No.
You sure?
You can charge it.
You cannot charge them extra at all. So not charge extra because the passenger uses a wheelchair. Also, carry the wheelchair safely and securely if the passenger chooses to sit
Sit on the seat.
in a passenger seat. And also you should passenger is
Sorry, question.
passenger is carried safely and also in a reasonable comfort when you are traveling in my vehicle. And also if any kind of help that reasonably we can provide, we can ask them, offer that to the passengers. Now you're driving a wheelchair accessible vehicle and then you are saying that I'm not going to carry wheelchairs. Doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. It will make sense only one reason the TfL allow is if there is a medical reason. For example, if the driver cannot carry out the duties of section 165 of the Equality Act because the driver's poor health or fitness make it impossible or unreasonable. For example, if someone has a very bad back pain, they cannot carry the wheelchair. So this reason they might be able to get an exemption certificate be given to the driver. And then the driver need to contact who? They need to contact TfL to apply for an exemption certificate, and if it is granted, it needs to be displayed on the windscreen of the vehicle. Okay, clear? Very good. Now we're moving on to assistant dogs. So section 170 of the Equality Act says that PHB driver must accept passenger with assistant dogs and must allow the assistant dog to the sit in the footwell, isn't it? And next to the passenger. So this must be done. This must be done. And assistant dogs are highly trained animals. They are not like pets. They are highly trained working animals. So you should not be treated like pets. So do not stroke them. You should not touch them. You should not give any food to them. Feed assistant dogs or distract them. You know, many people do ooh, this and that. People make to try to communicate with the dog. This should be completely and absolutely avoided. Avoided. And then also there is a wide range of assistant dogs, and sometimes you can look at what type of assistant a dog provides by looking at the color of the jacket it is wearing. But we must remember that assistant dog may not always wear a jacket. It must be remembered. Okay. Now there's a different types of assistant. No one has told me so far that they came in the exam. However, I did include them in the chapter question for chapter number 8. So in case it is there, so obviously you are able to answer the question. So guide dogs, what they wear? Yellow color jacket, flowers and stripes, yeah. White harnesses with yellow flowers and stripes they wear. Guide dogs for young people and adults who are blind or partially sighted. So this is what the guide dog is for. Next is the hearing dog for deaf people. They wear burgundy jackets, yeah. Hearing dogs for adults and children with hearing impairments. That's number 2. Number 3 is dog assistance in disability. They wear red colored jacket and they provide assistance to physically disabled adults. Canine partners are those.
What that must have canine? I don't understand that.
This is the name that has been given to them.
Yeah, but what kind of people is that?
So canine partner assistant dogs for the physically disabled adults. People who are physically adults, their dog will be, their dog is called canine partners, and they wear purple color jacket. Okay. And also like green color jacket is for dogs for good. Dogs for good assistance are for people with physical disability and children with autism. Okay. And also the blue jacket is a support dog for physically disabled adults, seizure alert dogs for people with epilepsy, and also autism assistant dogs for children with autism. And last but not least is a medical detection dog, again the red color, but it is for people with complex health conditions. Not anyone, it's people with complicated, complex health condition is red color. So now, a PHV driver or the operator cannot refuse or charge a passenger extra because they have an assistant dog. Okay, that cannot be done. So there was some misunderstanding between Muslim drivers. So what happened is that there's a clarification was given by the Sharia Council in 2002 that train assistant dogs may accompany disabled people in PHVs managed or driven by the Muslims. Yeah, this council guidance help make religious law clear and to prevent any possible conflict with secular law. This question comes a lot in the exam, so we make sure we watch out for it. Now, again, there could be some exemptions, like the exemption is given for the wheelchair accessible vehicle, and only condition is that exemption can be given for medical reason. For example, if the driver has a medical condition, asthma, which get worse when near dogs, or also if driver has an allergy or has a fear of dogs, yeah, it may be possible for them to get an exemption. You will need to contact TfL to apply for an exemption certificate, and if granted, you will need to display the exemption notice in the windscreen of your vehicle. Yeah, so same. Both exemption are almost the same. Now, if TfL receives a complaint, what will happen? They will investigate it, and also, if they found a driver breaking the Equality Act, if there is a complaint, the driver is breaking the Equality Act, TfL will complain. So TfL will investigate the complaint, and if there is enough evidence of an offense being committed and it is in the public interest to do so, they will do what? Prosecute the driver. Someone has just been suspended for 3 years, I know, for not taking assistant dog in their car. A driver been suspended by TfL for 3 years. If you are convicted of an offense under the Equality Act, we will decide how suitable, TfL will decide how suitable you are to be a licensed PHV driver, and they may suspend or revoke your license. Okay, so that's it really. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so next step is for you to now check your understanding, and there is a chapter questions available on our website, which is serumocktest.co.uk. You can purchase your mock test as well from there, and also look at all other services that we provide. If you rather want to get into our class and get some training done by us, then obviously you have the number on the screen. You can book yourself in. We are currently maintaining at the moment, last few months, about 90% plus pass rate that we have at the moment. So you can take benefit you can be benefited from that. Also, if you like the way we teach, if you like the video, make sure to make a comment, hit the like button, also share this with a friend or family. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to be able to watch all the new videos that we upload on different topics.